What does it mean to be a truly masculine man? Is it about physical strength, dominance, or societal status? Socrates, the great philosopher of ancient Greece, offers a profound perspective that challenges modern stereotypes. His teachings show us that true masculinity lies not in appearances or power, but in character, wisdom, and virtue. Let's uncover the secrets of true masculinity through Socrates' wisdom and Stoic philosophy, with stories that will captivate and inspire. One, true masculinity starts within. Socrates often emphasized the importance of inner strength over external appearance. He famously said, "Know thyself." This wasn't just a call for self-awareness, it was a guide to mastering one's own mind. Key point: self-mastery. True masculine, it begins with understanding and controlling your desires, fears, and emotions. A man who cannot govern himself cannot lead others. Socrates taught that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act rightly, despite it. Story of Socrates in the Athenian army. Socrates served in the Athenian army during the Pelian War. Despite his philosophical nature, he demonstrated remarkable bravery in battle, standing firm, even when others fled. His strength didn't come from physical prowess, but from his unshakable belief in doing what was right. Masculinity is about courage in the face of adversity and aligning your actions with your values. 2. Wisdom over ego. Socrates famously said, "I know that I know nothing." This statement wasn't a sign of weakness, it was the ultimate expression of intellectual humility. Key point: humility and learning. True masculinity embraces humility and continuous learning. A wise man is not afraid to admit ignorance and seek knowledge. The truly strong man is not the one who shouts the loudest, but the one who listens and learns. Story of Socrates versus the sophists. Socrates often debated the sophists who claimed to have all the answers. Unlike them, he would ask probing questions to expose their lack of true understanding. This humility made Socrates not only respected, but truly wise. Masculinity is about being teachable, admitting mistakes and seeking wisdom over pride. 3. Virtue is the foundation. Socrates believed that a man's worth is measured by his virtue, not his wealth or power. He said, "An unexamined life is not worth living." Key point: integrity and moral character. True masculinity is rooted in living a virtuous life. This means practicing honesty, fairness, and kindness, even when it's inconvenient or unpopular. Story of Socrates' trial, when accused of corrupting the youth and sentenced to death. Socrates refused to compromise his principles to save his life. He could have escaped or begged for mercy, but he chose to uphold truth and justice, even at the cost of his own life. Masculinity is about having the strength to stand for what's right, no matter the cost. 4. Emotional resilience. Stoicism and Socratic philosophy both teach that true strength lies in emotional resilience. Socrates taught that external events don't harm us. It's our interpretation of them that does. Key point: control over reactions. True masculinity involves mastering your emotions. A man who can stay calm in chaos and avoid being controlled by anger, fear, or sadness shows true strength. Story of Socrates and insults. Socrates was often mocked and insulted in public, but he remained calm and composed when someone insulted his looks. He laughed it off, saying, "What you see is what you get." Masculinity is about controlling your reactions and maintaining inner peace. 5. Serving others. Socrates believed that a life of service is the highest form of existence. He spent his days teaching and questioning others, not for fame or fortune, but to help them grow. Key point: leadership through service. True masculinity involves lifting others up, being a source of strength and guidance. Leadership is not about domination, but about empowering others. Story of Socrates and the youth of Athens. Socrates mentored countless young men in Athens, including Plato, inspiring them to live virtuous and meaningful lives. He challenged them to think critically and act with integrity. Masculinity is about leading with purpose and helping others achieve their potential. 6. Living according to reason. Socrates believed in the power of reason to guide one's life. He argued that true happiness comes from living a life of rational thought and aligning one's actions with reason. Key point: logic over impulse. True masculinity involves using reason to make decisions rather than being driven by impulses or societal expectations. Story of Socrates and the Oracle. When the Oracle of Delphi proclaimed Socrates the wisest man, he didn't let it inflate his ego. Instead, he reasoned that his wisdom lay in knowing his limitations, unlike others who falsely claim to know everything. Masculinity is about living thoughtfully and rationally, making decisions that reflect your values. Socrates redefined masculinity not as physical strength or dominance, but as a life guided by virtue, wisdom, and reason. He showed that true strength comes from within, and that masculinity is about being courageous, humble, and virtuous. Ask yourself, are you living as the best version of yourself? Are you embodying the principles of true masculinity that Socrates taught? Let's embrace Socratic wisdom and strive to be men of character, not just strength. If this resonates with you, share this video to spread the message. And remember, as Socrates said, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing.